I have four big news stories that the mainstream media isn't covering well enough that I want to bring to your attention. One of them is about the mainstream media themselves and a secret agreement they had in order to get Donald Trump. I'll go through all of that. Thank you so much for joining me today. Tucker Carlson has once again exposed the mainstream media and their lies about President Donald Trump. However, in his recent interview with Billy Bush, some very interesting evidence is shared about Mockingbird Media and how the mainstream media colluded in order to manipulate you and me and to try to destroy Donald Trump. We do not hate the mainstream media enough. Let me go ahead and roll that video for you.
You said this was the beginning of Trump derangement syndrome. Did you sense that at NBC?
Oh, God. Absolutely. I mean, anything. Remember this, over at ABC News, they did at the same time when Trump became president, they built a 75-person investigative unit. I know the guy who was head of it, dedicated to anything negative on Trump, find stuff on him and get him out. This is not journalism. This is not news. It is activism. When you're calling journalism, it's total activism.
What do you think that
all
was?
The major networks. That's why, by the way, when NBC does the shitty thing that they did, ABC and CBS don't call it out. They don't say,
of course,
hey, what, you're competing with each other. I would want to pound my competitor.
Yeah.
Be like, look what you did. That was dirty. Because all of them would have done it too, probably. You know what I mean?
What do you think?
They all shared that mission.
I mean,
and Zucker then became, years later, the head of the resistance. The guy that built him then became the head of the resistance at CNN.
It's amazing.
It's amazing in a matter of 10 years. Like this recording of this bus tape that was I would have been fired. It had leaked out then for hurting the star. 11 years later, and a lawsuit over Miss Universe and whatever else, NBC feels completely differently about Donald Trump, and now it's get him at all costs. Get him out of this presidential race at all costs. I don't care who we have to kill or shoot in the head on the way, including Billy Bush, no problem. Get rid of him. So it's
an incredible...
what a courageous guy. He had to do that. We'll give him a pass because, look, he brought forward this beautiful thing that will take out the enemy.
Because he's screwing Trump.
Because he's screwing Trump. And in the end, this is the very beginning of Trump derangement syndrome. No matter what, screwing Trump is paramount above everything else.
Yes.
So I would have gotten the pass from the media. Trump is, it's like country music. Love him or hate him, right? I mean.
So what was that? So you move over, and that I just want to say this for the third time. That tape after you spoke to Rob about it, to your EP about it, the next day was never mentioned again for 11 years.
No.
All right. So some pretty crazy stuff. So the network builds a team of 75 people, and their only job, the only thing they're hired for, was on a daily basis to dig up negative stuff on Trump. All day long, 24 hours a day, news cycle, 75 people like me hired full-time, 8 to 12 hours a day to dig up and disperse horrible, horrible things about Donald Trump, about Melania, about his children, about the way that he ran the country. Let me know in the comments, do you believe that they are doing this now? And the entire mission was to do anything possible to make Trump look bad. I mean, this is just crazy. And then they wonder why we say the media isn't trustworthy, the media's been infiltrated, the media is biased. They're supposed to be unbiased, right? You can have your opinion, but don't pretend like you're a news organization when really you're a Donald Trump dumping ground. That's exactly what they became. And it's no wonder their ratings are absolutely in the toilet. All right, let me know your thoughts, please. I definitely want to hear from you guys. All right, now Elon Musk, our good friend Elon, he is calling on Mark Zuckerberg over at Facebook to perform a Twitter Files-like act of penitence in order to prove that he is a new person and wants to truly be transparent over at Meta. Elon Musk wants Mark Zuckerberg to release call logs, internal emails and text messages from the Biden administration so Americans can see with their own eyes exactly how the Biden administration, the FBI, Fauci, and the CIA manipulated us. How they manipulated Facebook and Instagram to rig an election, silence their political opponents, and aid Big Pharma in a massive profit-grabbing scam that has left many Americans dead, sick, or injured. Now, let me know, do you agree with Elon Musk? Would you personally like to see Mark Zuckerberg, Instagram, Facebook? Should there be a Facebook Files? I would love it. I guarantee you they were hitting Facebook even harder because they knew they could manipulate Mark Zuckerberg easier. They already coerced him into giving $400 million for the election, of which 90% of that went into cities that they knew Joe Biden was going to lose so that they could do drop boxes, run more ads, manipulate the American people and the voting systems. What did they have on Mark Zuckerberg? That's what I want to know. And then I want the Facebook Files. But let me know down below, what do you want to see? What would you like to know more about when it comes to Facebook? Do you agree with Elon Musk? The American people deserve to have the curtain pulled back and reveal the Wizard of Oz that's been manipulating you and me and trying to ruin our country, rig elections, keep us from knowing the truth about Big Pharma. Let me know your thoughts down below. All right, now, just when you thought Gavin Newsom and the Democrats couldn't sink any lower, they do. In a way of looking benevolent, like a noble guy, like somebody who's doing something for California other than using your tax money for his hair gel. Check this out. This guy is manipulating people in order to get text messages to run for president, as well as raise money for the largest Democrat fundraising, Act Blue. Let me roll this video with you.
Does anyone else think it's a little strange that Gavin Newsom is running an anti-disinformation campaign from his political account? Because just the other day, he launched an effort to try to stamp out misinformation. But wouldn't you think that if the governor's office is worried about misinformation and making it difficult for them to get resources to the right place, that they would use a state agency to do that? Because what's really weird is when you click that CaliforniaFireFacts.com, it doesn't take you to a government website. No, it takes you to Governor Newsom's political page. You know, the one where he's starting to build momentum for a presidential run. Yeah, that's not a state-run website. That's a campaign website. And what's really weird is he's also running a fundraising campaign out of his political page to help raise money for the fires through Campaign for Democracy. Oh, but look, all the way up here, secured by Act Blue. So Gavin Newsom is running a fundraising campaign out of Act Blue from his political page. Oh, sure enough, because when you click the link there, it takes you to an Act Blue donation site. So the governor of California is really worried about misinformation. So instead of fighting it through the official channels in the state of California, he's using his political page. And he's raising money to fight the wildfire through his political page, through Act Blue. Oh, it's starting to make sense now, because if you read the little disclosures right here in the Act Blue donation page, it talks about when you provide your information, they collect it. And you may very well get some text messages and communications from the political page of Gavin Newsom. And by the way, let's not forget who Act Blue is. Act Blue is the donation apparatus that the Democrat Party has been using that continues to find themselves in hot water. There's at least one notable class action lawsuit filed against them in the state of Wisconsin already. The House Administration Committee is investigating them. Multiple states, including Texas, Virginia, Arkansas, Florida, Missouri, Wyoming, and Iowa, among others, are investigating Act Blue for fraud. And yet Gavin Newsom is using Act Blue to raise money for fires so that they can collect your personal information, because it says right there that you're going to receive periodic campaign updates through the automated text messages from Gavin Newsom's Campaign for Democracy.
All right. Wow. First things first, let me know in the comments. Do you want Governor Gavin Newsom and the way that he's run California, the homeless situation, natural disasters, taxation, pollution, electric vehicles crammed down your throat, high energy costs, insurance companies dropping you or becoming ridiculously expensive because of political moves? Do you want him to be your next president of the United States? I'm not only a no, I'm a hell no. No way. But that's what's happening. This guy is pretending to be noble. He's running money collection, not through a group where it all goes towards helping the people of California, but through the Democrat arm, Act Blue, which keeps 3.95% of everything collected. They also get to collect your phone number so that they can text you down the road when he runs for office. Senator Elizabeth Warren was caught doing the exact same thing. These Democrats think they are so sneaky. If you really wanted to be sneaky, why not just run it through Judge Juan Merchan's daughter so that we would know? Well, we figured that one out as well. These Democrats, man, I'm telling you, everything they touch turns to crap. All right, speaking of big government, the elite, people that want to control us, are the globalists gearing up for a pandemic scare after failing to win at the ballot box in November? Just weeks before President Trump's inauguration, California Governor Gavin Newsom has declared a bird flu state of emergency, granting himself sweeping powers reminiscent of the COVID-19 policies. This comes after a severe case of H5N1 bird flu was reported in Louisiana. Critics like Nicholas Hulscher warned that pandemic fears may be weaponized to challenge Trump's agenda, including the nomination of RFK Jr. to lead HHS. Is this a health crisis or a power play, right? Never waste a good crisis, as they say. Now, last summer, Dr. Peter McCullough warned about the bird flu, linking the virus's rapid spread to gain-of-function research, now a common practice at many labs globally. Dr. McCullough urges early prevention just in case, recommending a contagion emergency kit from the wellness company. His medical board approved solution with 5 critical life-saving medications like ivermectin, Tamiflu, a nebulizer, and yes, hydroxychloroquine. Every household can now have access to these before there is a shortage, before there is an issue. Also, these same medications can be used for many other areas in case there was a disaster. For example, during the hurricanes, there were people in the community that had these kits. They couldn't get to doctors, but they had access to antibiotics and other life-saving medication. Now, all you have to do is fill out a digital intake form and your kit will arrive in 1 to 2 weeks. Don't wait until the deep state puts their plan into action. Stay ready for the unexpected. I want you to head to twc.health/amazing and use code AMAZING to save up to $32 off and free shipping. This offer is only available to U.S. residents, but again, you'll get $32 off plus free shipping. Just go to twc.health/amazing and use code AMAZING. All right, now, Charlie Kirk just put out a great summary over on X to summarize this disaster in California. California politicians have spent years virtue signaling about their compassion for illegal immigrants, for transing kids, for LGBTQ people, homeless, drug users, and of course, the environment. What has that delivered? Budget cuts essential to city services, record state deficits, a lack of water after a 2-year record rainfall, crumbling infrastructure, the highest taxes in America, the nation's least friendly business environment, record poverty levels, record homelessness levels, 39,000 acres of burnt cityscape, twice the size of Manhattan City, nearly 13,000 structures destroyed, thieves and organized foreign gangs looting and robbing abandoned homes after the government tells people, get out. A plume of toxic smoke billowing into the atmosphere for weeks when this is over. And what's worse is the federal government, the American taxpayer, they will have to bail them out to the tune of billions and billions of dollars. Federal aid must be tied to serious reform. Where California refuses to bring order to their self-inflicted chaos, the consequences must be felt by its politicians, or change will never happen. Here's what he has to say. Save California, but hold California politicians accountable. I couldn't have said it better myself. No one can control fire unless you're putting fires into the environment. I mean, they're literally catching people on camera, lighting fires in neighborhoods, throwing gas cans into fires to make them bigger. So you can't control the wind. You can't control the fire sometimes, but what you can control is looters, robbers, people starting fires, pretending that it's all climate control, and water, water, water. They could have millions, hundreds of millions of dollars at their disposal, hundreds of millions of gallons of water right now at their disposal, but they chose not to. They chose to put all of these woke issues, DEI issues, ahead of the good of the California taxpayer. And now America is going to be forced to bail out California. And on top of that, Charlie Kirk exposed a very serious situation. He wrote, unbelievable. Thieves are dressing up as firefighters in order to burglarize abandoned homes. Nearly 30 people have been arrested so far. Throw the book at these despicable humans. Name them and shame them. There must be zero tolerance. Hard to imagine a punishment too harsh. Now, gratefully, Gavin Newsom of California retweeted this and then agreed. He said, these are despicable human beings. They are the lowest of the low, and they will be prosecuted. So they have to go after these people. You cannot put out an emergency broadcast on a cell phone, tell people to leave their house, and then people go in and rob you blind, or pretend, even worse, pretend to be firefighters. Please, ma'am, you need to move to the side, get out of here, get out of here. And then when you leave, because you think you're talking to an authority, what do? They go in and they rob your family blind. So, so sad. My heart breaks for the people of California. But if they don't swap out their incompetent, stupid, feckless leaders, then they deserve what they get. I hate to say that, but they do. You have to swap out the bad for the good, the old for the new. You must do it. All right, these were the big stories I wanted to bring to your attention. I love you guys. Please give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next video.